What's bracking, people? Since my epic procrastination skills have put the development of this video in the trash for an entire year, the hype around the Elvis movie has pretty much already died down. Fortunately, June 24th is the 1-year anniversary of the release of the movie, so I'm taking the opportunity to make this script relevant again. Today we'll be dissecting what made the Elvis movie so popular amongst the people that it reached. While it may not have been as big as some other movies that were released back in 2022, its audience has remained ever so loyal.
Wise men say only fools rush in.
Before we begin, I think it's a good decision to emphasize that you need to watch the Elvis movie if you haven't already. I mean, it's no obligation, you can do what you want. It'd just be weird if you're watching this video without having watched the movie that's the subject of the video.
But, Ray, what if I don't watch it?
Fine. The Elvis movie is an epic, bold, and gripping biopic based on the life and career of the rock and roll king, you guessed it, David Bowie, John Lennon, no, Elton John, actually, Freddie Mercury, oh wait, Elvis Presley, yeah, him. It's told from the perspective of Elvis's manager, Colonel Tom Parker, which certainly makes for an interesting portrayal of the king's life. It also dives into his troubled relationship with Priscilla,
How you doing?
I'm leaving you, and I'm taking Lisa with me.
and of course his inevitable downfall and early death. It's practically 3 hours long, so of course it's filled with horribly sad moments paired with incredibly hype musical sequences as new vocals are mixed with old Elvis songs to create a new experience for even the oldest of Presley fans. Though the only way to really appreciate the greatness I'm trying to convey is by watching it yourself. Now that I know for certain you know what the movie's premise is, how do you think the media liked it? I mean, like, they thought it was okay, I guess. I suppose I can understand why. Due to the biopic's rambunctious editing, questionable cast, and almost parody-like feel, it wasn't exactly a surprise when upon release it began to get moderately scrutinized by critics. It was also just so incredibly long, yet I feel that it didn't go that deep into any particular aspect of Elvis's life. And I wasn't not a fan of the hip-hop remixes, but Doja Cat? Really? It was already enough that the creators of this movie thought any normal human being could physically manage watching 2 hours and 30 minutes of a close-up shot of an eye transitioning into a Ferris wheel, turning into a hospital room, turning into a stage, turning into a hotel room, turning into a... Despite all my small grievances, I still rewatched it 3 times when it came out on HBO Max. If you think that's a little obsessive, then trust me, it's not. I swear, there was a comment I saw where someone said that they watched the movie 18 times! I can't find the exact comment, but I know it was made like a week after the movie came out. And doing the math, if this person had actually watched the movie 18 times within the first week of the movie's release, then that's literally 1.9875 days of a spasming white boy with edgy makeup dancing his way across the pixels of your screen. As weirdly impressive as that is, I can't blame them for their astonishing hyperfixation. If me and my family were emotionally capable of hearing Hound Dog for 1.9 days straight, then I'd do the same thing. And it's not just me and that one internet stranger who share our opinions on this film. Most of the people who watched the movie loved it, regardless of who they were. Now, for the most important question, why did they like it? In the most simple terms, people liked it because it was Well, it's Elvis. It's a flashy, shiny, exciting movie about the one and only. From the very beginning, it opened itself to a huge audience by simply being about a super popular dude. The movie was designed to attract the older generations while being colored in a coat of paint new enough to entice the youngins as well. But, you know, if that was the only reason why people like this movie, then this video would have ended already. There's a hidden section of fans that hold undeniable proof to this polarizing biopic success. Unfortunately, these fans are some of the worst to come across in the wild. May I present the many simps of both Elvis Presley and Austin Butler, who is the actor that portrayed him. This movie has, it's certainly grown quite the fan base since its release just almost a year ago. It's actually terrifying because, hey, if you ever feel like the worst person in the world, just know that there are people who roleplay scenarios with Elvis Presley in a committed romantic relationship alongside the infamous original female characters. Of course, the majority of this activity that I've seen takes place on Amino, where all the infants and the suspicious adults love to dwell. And just when you think it can't get any worse, it does. Have you ever craved to see Elvis Presley shipped with a slightly different Elvis Presley? Or Elvis Presley shipped with Austin Butler through the means of time travel? Or, and bear with me here, non-consensual Michael Jackson x Elvis Presley? Oh, boy! Well, look no further than Archive of Our Own, the infamous fanfiction site in which people either use it for its intended purpose or people make fun of people using it for its intended purpose. Obviously, I'm here to do the latter because who the heck on the entire earth just wakes up and chooses to write NSFW fanfiction of Elvis Presley? Huh? Riddle me that! And you might think to blame me for finding these atrocities in the first place, but I swear, it isn't my fault. I have an extremely morbid curiosity that's only sated when I reach the absolute bottom of the barrel, because, as you could tell, I have nothing better to do with my life. Besides, it's not like I can be any worse than the authors for fanfictions like this. So, I don't know how to, do a Michael Jackson accent, nor an Elvis Presley voice, so bear with me here. Later that night, when Michael already took his turn in the shower and were enjoying his night with some cartoons, Mr. Presley suddenly pulled away the curtain. "Jackson, are you watching Cinderella?" Elvis gave him a questioning look after glancing at his wall TV. Michael could feel himself blushing the 5th time that day. Yes. I love animations, especially from Disney." Oh my god. Hold on, I need to actually look up how Michael Jackson talked.
And
Dang.
well, you don't get to do things that other children get to do.
Okay, yeah, he literally just sounds like a woman. Yes. I love animations, especially from Disney. Just how ridiculously childish this man can be. A man this age watching cartoons? Dang it, Jackson. What are you, 5? Elvis thought solemnly. I think that's how you say it. Feeling frustrating with Michael even more. Nevertheless, he had a plan to do, so he faked his friendliness again. "So I have a new movie, and I don't like watching alone. How about you get over my side and we enjoy it together, Michael stared at him in total surprise. Did the King of Rock just invite him for a movie night? And who was he to deny such a privilege? So he said yes. Michael didn't get a chance to see what was the movie's title because as soon as he came over, Mr. Presley pressed play. It was a live-action movie, a romantic one it seemed, for there were only a white businessman— oh my god, my screen turned off— for there was only a white businessman and an African maid in the beginning. He never watched a romantic film before, so he felt really curious, until the couple started kissing. Oh, it wasn't a light, innocent kiss like he expected, but a rather hot and dirty one because the man began caressing the woman's body too. I'm very uncomfortable. Michael felt his face heated and quickly brought his hand up to cover his eyes. Such scenes in a movie would pass soon. As he often seen in other movies, he could hear a faint snort from his senior. Michael didn't want to make a fool of himself in front of Mr. Presley, but he couldn't help it. Hot scenes always made him panic. When Michael thought he had waited long enough, he took down his hands, believing the scene already ended. However, the kiss only ended to make a start for something else worse. The man undressed the woman completely and placed kisses all over her. Oh my good god, what the actual heck, actually? Michael thought panickingly, fully realized this movie was actually corn. He thought Elvis mistook it with the real movie, so he turned his head back to ask the man, only to see Elvis watching him with amusing eyes. Huh? What was going on? I think you got the wrong movie, Mr. Presley, Michael said sheepishly, to which Elvis chuckled nonchalantly. Oh no, it's the right one. The newest in my collection right now. The actress here is a Tom Clancy, don't you see? Right at that moment, the man started— Okay, that's enough, I'm not going to indulge in reading this fan fiction anymore. Oh my god, stop! Okay. I'd be lying if I said that Elvis and Austin weren't at least a little fine, but I never go this far with my obsessions, especially since, those two men have obtained girlfriends and or wives at some point in their lives. And in the case of the fan fiction that just traumatized me, so has Michael Jackson. Just what is the deal with people writing these abominations that feature real, living, breathing human beings, especially if they're dead? That's disrespectful at best and a crime confession at worst. You know, I really wish I hadn't stumbled upon the Elvis Presley fandom, especially with how it flourished after the release of the movie. Nevertheless, it proves just how successful the Elvis movie became in such a short amount of time. It's been nominated for multiple awards, such as the Movie of the Year, Best Drama Movie of the Year, other award titles with only slightly varying names, and even some Oscars. Austin himself has also been nominated for some Best Actor awards, and he even won a Golden Globe recently. It's really not a surprise. His 2-year-long period of method acting as the legend has totally paid off, even if he became bedridden for a week right after he finished shooting. I really can't give him enough praise. He totally deserved the Oscar. Wait, what? He didn't win the Oscar? Then who did? Hey, no! Anyway, that is all and that is it. I freaking love the Elvis movie, but god dang is the fandom thirsty. Baz Luhrmann, this is what happens when you make a movie about one of the most notoriously fine men of all time. BT dubs, I don't believe in putting a bunch of filler at the very beginning of my videos, even if I ramble a bunch before getting to the point. So I'm just gonna say right now that I really do appreciate all the engagement on my YFM video. It's the first video of mine to hit 10k views, and it's hilarious seeing all the comments defending Roy William Johnson's absolutely horrendously cringy songs about how he gets no love, topped off with obviously ham-fisted references to Gen 1 and a wax feature every 2 seconds. Also, wow, I got a lot of subscribers from that video. I hope you'll all stick around, because I have some moderately big video ideas planned for the future. And even if I peruse videos at the pace of a snail, I promise I'll get them out eventually. Like, seriously, it was a miracle that I was even able to finish this one. I never could have imagined taking Cedutainment videos as seriously as I do now, and it's thanks to my tiny but growing audience that I actually have the confidence and drive to create and post them. With all that being said, I'll finally say goodbye now.